Tomato is one of the most popular food in the world. There are so many varieties of tomatoes in the world. There are pink color, red color, yellow color, green color, even indigo color or brown color. There are many sizes of tomato too, but the tomato that we have in the market now is less and less variety because the company want us to eat only the kind that they own the seed only. So the variety of tomato decrease very fast from the world now. To grow more variety, to eat more variety is more important thing. To grow tomato is not very hard. The first thing, we need to till the soil first, make the soil loose first, and then we add compost in the soil. Actually, there are so many ways to grow tomato, but this is the way that we grow here. We grow tomato in the bed. We make the bed first because we did not plan to grow only tomato. We want to grow something in that bed also. So we till the soil and add compost, cow dung, and everything in there and mix together very well. Then we cover with the straw. The straw is very important because it helps to keep the moisture to stay in the soil longer. We don't need to water often if we have enough straw. We can water every other day or every 2 days. It's okay too because it still keep moisture in there. Tomato doesn't want too wet soil. It needs moisture but not too wet. And then the straw will help to protect, help to keep the seed underground. The seed of the grass will not grow. So we have no problem with wheat or grass after that if we have enough straw. We need to prepare the seedling in advance. The seedling is good to plant in the tray first, and then we don't need to wait until it's too long. Maybe 3 inches is long enough to transplant them. Normally, if it's too long, the root too long too. We need to make a hole in the straw. Open the straw until we see the soil and make the hole dip in the soil a little bit and then drop the seedling in there. Don't need to press it, and then keep the straw close, tight to the stem. If the soil is good, we plant them about 80 centimeters far apart. If the soil is bad, we maybe grow closer than that. It's okay. Because if the soil is bad, they not grow very well, so they can grow close together. But the soil good, they expand the branches a lot, so they take more spaces. So it's good to know our soil before we plant them. And if we don't use chemical, there are so many bugs, many things living under the straw. This life, they came to help us to till the soil, to decompose all the straw and then the material into the food that tomato or our plant love it. This is after 2 weeks after we plant them and water every 2 days. They start to grow big. Another month later, they grow bigger and bigger. After 2 months, they will have more branches. They will expand more and then taller. Sometimes we need to make the stake for them, but in tropicals it's too hot sometimes, so we maybe don't need to make the stake for them because they don't grow very tall because they die before that because too hot. And then when they start to have flowers, we always spray with wood vinegar. Wood vinegar is the condense of the smoke from the charcoal making process. When we're making charcoal, there's a lot of smoke. So we just bring the smoke into the cool temperature and then it condense. So we'll get uh, the brown juice. So we used to spray in the garden to control the pest. It helped a lot. Wood vinegar, if we spray it 1 or 2 times a week, it will keep the worm that eat tomato away. We have less problem with them. So tomato can grow well after that. When tomato ripe, we need to select the best one for saving seeds. We need to select the one that we love, select the best looking one, the color that we like, and we cut them and then squeeze only the seed out. It's good to select because if we don't select, we will get the bad quality in the future. The quality of tomato will get worse and worse after that. But if we love the segment one, we just keep the same character all the time. So it will be better and better. If we love the long one, just keep the long one separately. And then if we plant them again and then select the long one again, it will be longer and longer and look nicer in that way. So selection is very important thing in developing seeds. After we got the seed, we need to add water, at least 3 to 1. 1 part of tomato seed and then 3 part of water. At least 3 part, because if we keep longer, it will not dry up. So we let it ferment in the bowl like that for at least 3 weeks. Tomato seed or any seed like tomato that have the jelly wrapped around the seeds. This kind of seed, it take long time to make the jelly decomposed. So we need to let it ferment at least 3 weeks. During this time, you can see maggot, you can see many bugs in there, you can see mold, different kind of mold in there, and then smell start to be very smelly. But don't worry, just let it rotten in that jar for a while. And then after that, after 3 weeks, we just add more water and stir it. Stir it very well. The good seed will sink to the bottom, and anything bad that we don't need it will float on top. So we just pour it out and then add new water in and pour it out, add water in, pour it out many times until there's only very good and beautiful seed at the bottom and then no smell. That is good enough. So normally we clean about 4 or 5 times is good enough. At the end, when we got the clean seed already, we need to pour the seed into a cloth or the screen, the soft screen, because when we pour in the cloth or any soft screen, it dry fast, and then when it dry, we can squeeze it a little bit, it will crumble, it will not be lumpy. It's easier when we plant them or we use the seed, it will be a lot easier. Then we let it dry in the shade at least 3 days, 4 days, not more than 5 days. It will dry. It's good to dry in the shade only. When it totally dry, we have to put them in the bag. And then the time to keep them is normally in tropical if we like to keep the seed in the afternoon, because in the morning it's quite a lot of moisture in the air. In the afternoon the air is drier. So keep the seed in the plastic bag, and then because plastic bag save more space, and don't forget to label it. The date and the name is very important. And then we can put in refrigerators. All the seed, if you keep outside, it will last for 1 year. But if you keep in refrigerators, it lasts more than 10 years. But don't forget to plug in the refrigerators. That's the most important. It's so much fun to grow our own tomato, and then we can enjoy the unique taste of it. It's so good when we know how they grow and we enjoy what we know. To save seed is the most important thing because we did not grow for ourselves only. We grow for our son, our kid, our daughter, our nephew, our next generation. They are waiting for us to do this job so they can have food in their life.